Imagine a world where the internet's foundational freedom could cost you your personal data, identity, or even your financial security. Welcome to the web's double-edged sword, where openness has long battled protection. But here's where it gets controversial. Google Chrome is about to flip the script, making HTTPS the absolute default and potentially reshaping how we think about online safety forever. Stick around because this shift isn't just technical. It's a bold declaration that the days of risky, unencrypted browsing are numbered. For years, the internet has been celebrated as a boundless realm of creativity, where anyone could create, share, and interact without barriers. Yet, this freedom, while empowering innovation and business, has also paved the way for misuse and vulnerabilities. As the web evolved into the backbone of our daily routines, from shopping to socializing, it became clear that unchecked liberty invites exploitation. Now, one of the internet's key players is taking a decisive stand. Google has revealed that starting in October 2026, with Chrome 154, the browser used by billions will automatically implement always use secure connections. This means every attempt to connect will prioritize HTTPS, the secure, coded, and verified form of data transfer, and users will get alerts before accessing any sites still using the outdated unencrypted HTTP. This isn't merely an update for Chrome's massive user base. It's a pivotal moment that could redefine the entire online landscape. And this is the part most people miss. This decision has been brewing for years, signaling that plain, unprotected web surfing is on its way out for good. Saying farewell to the unsecured web. The era of plain text comes to an end. Back in the 1990s, when the first sites popped up, encryption was hardly a priority. The internet was modest, largely unchanging, and not the prime target for massive cyber threats. People entered http:// into their browsers without a second thought. Fast forward to today, where nearly every session involves sensitive details like passwords, personal info, or credit card numbers. HTTP now feels like a throwback to a simpler, more trusting time. Chrome's new rule caps off a 10-year push to make HTTPS standard, not optional. The Always Use Secure Connections feature, introduced as a toggle in 2022, nudges the browser to seek out secure site versions and alert users if none are available. Up until now, it was user choice. From 2026, it's enforced. Google's security experts describe this bluntly. Even one weak link can lead to custom-tailored attacks. Cybercriminals don't require broad access. They just need that one slip-up, like an unencrypted link or old setup. That's why Chrome's approach has shifted from merely flagging dangers to building them out entirely. Building a more secure internet out of the box. Most people won't notice a change. For the tiny portion of the web clinging to insecure HTTP, Chrome will now require direct permission to load those pages. This method aims to block hackers from seizing unsecure connections, a threat that's easy to underestimate, but can lead to viruses, deceptive scams, and stolen information. Chrome's team emphasizes a basic truth. Safety should be automatic, not dependent on savvy users tweaking options. As Google puts it, when links don't use HTTPS, an attacker can hijack the navigation. Even one insecure connection can be enough for exploitation. Think of it like locking your front door by default instead of hoping you remember to do it each time. Simple but transformative. The journey of HTTPS to becoming the standard. Google has monitored HTTPS growth via its transparency report for over a decade. The data shows impressive strides. From 30 to 45% encrypted traffic in 2015, leaping to 95 to 99% by 2020. However, that rapid climb has stalled with minimal gains in recent years. This flatline suggests voluntary upgrades have peaked. Enter Let's Encrypt in 2016, offering free, automated certificates to make securing sites effortless. Meanwhile, Google and Mozilla began labeling HTTP sites as not secure, while search engines boosted HTTPS rankings. Providers like Cloudflare and AWS defaulted to encryption for new setups. The results were striking. By 2020, major platforms saw over 95% HTTPS use. But stagnation set in, leaving about 1 to 5% unencrypted, often from old systems, home gadgets, or forgotten web corners. Now Chrome is bridging that last security void. And the moment is ideal with HTTPS as the norm, making those holdouts seem unnecessarily risky. Why that remaining 5% is crucial. You might ask, if 95% is secure, why sweat the rest? The key is in attack strategies. Hackers don't need mass compromises. They hunt for any weak spot. An HTTP request can be intercepted and altered mid-transit, steering users to fake sites, embedding harmful code, or snatching credentials. Even sites that auto-redirect to HTTPS create a brief security hole that's exploitable. That's the hidden peril Chrome is addressing. Google's studies reveal that just a few insecure visits can be turned into weapons. Attackers only need a single insecure navigation, warns the team, and those attacks are not hypothetical. Tools for hijacking HTTP are widely available, used in everything from criminal schemes to government-backed operations. By defaulting to HTTPS and treating HTTP as a deliberate exception, Chrome reverses the web's security logic, from assuming safety unless proven otherwise to presuming risk unless encryption proves it. Handling user behavior, preventing alert overload. The challenge lies in blending protection with ease of use. Overwhelm with warnings and people ignore them. Underwarn and threats slip through. Google's tactic is smart alerting, not constant pestering. The system skips repeated notices for familiar sites, flagging only new or rare insecure visits. It also exempts private network spots, like your home router at 192.168.0.1 or office intranet panels. This matters because local setups are less exposed. Intruders would need physical proximity to snoop. Public sites, however, are open globally, heightening their danger. Early Chrome tests yielded positive outcomes. Average users saw under 1 HTTPS alert weekly, even heavy browsers fewer than 3. It hints that Chrome can bolster defenses without ruining the experience. The closing drive for full encryption. The rollout unfolds in stages. April 2026 brings Chrome 147's HTTPS default for enhanced safe browsing participants. A group of a billion pioneers. By October with Chrome 154 it goes global. Creators and tech managers should prepare immediately. Activate Always Use Secure Connections, and check for HTTP-reliant sites. Google offers guides, particularly for custom networks or outdated tech. For extra help, check resources at https://www.linkedin.com/redir/redirector =https://%f chromium %google source %com%f chromium %fsrc %f %b%f main %f docs %. Tackling the private network hurdle. Private and home networks pose the biggest HTTPS challenge. Unlike public domains, local IPs or intranet names like printer.local lack a clear, verifiable controller. Certificate issuers struggle to provide trusted HTTPS for these, as the same address might appear on countless networks. This has left device makers for routers, smart gadgets, and local servers stuck with HTTP. But Google is innovating. A local network permission tool. It enables secure HTTPS pages to interact with network devices after user approval, bypassing mixed content blocks. In essence, it merges HTTPS with the realities of home and business setups. If embraced, this could encrypt local gadgets, sealing a major web security hole. The greater context. A new mindset for web creation. Chrome's push isn't purely tech. It's a cultural milestone, declaring encryption mandatory even for casual sites. Much like mobile-first thinking revolutionized design a decade ago, Secure by Default promises to steer the web's future. Of course, detractors exist. Some fear that letting browser giants like Google dictate norms might stifle web variety. Others worry mandatory HTTPS could hinder access for legacy devices or resource-poor creators. Yet, the core argument, encryption builds trust and protects integrity, rarely faces debate. The free web, once barrier-free, is maturing. Security, formerly an add-on, is now the foundation. Future visions, moving past HTTPS. As this transition wraps up, Google keeps advancing. Focus shifts to easing security in private or remote settings, where standard certificates are tricky. Eventually, we might see built-in browser trust models for simpler local verification without weakening protection. Other browsers are catching up. Firefox and Edge have tested HTTPS first modes, and Safari often defaults to it. The pattern is clear. Unencrypted browsing is fading. Wrapping it up. When Chrome 154 launches next October, most won't perceive the difference.